All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm so happy for us to be able to get started on this beautiful Sunday talking about a subject that I love and I'm very passionate talking about, and that is everything health and wellness. So if you don't know me, my name is Tabitha Parenti. I live in beautiful Italy, and I'm going to be spending a few minutes here with you this evening. But before I get into what we came to talk about, I do want to say that whoever invited you here today, they did that because they care about you. They want to give you an option. They want to give you a solution, something that has proved to be truly a life-changing solution for so many of us. And so we just feel impelled to continue to pass that forward, to continue to help other people. And this is something that's really important to me personally and that I'm very passionate about because I grew up in Indiana. I grew up as a farmer's daughter, and I've seen many people suffer from dietary damage. Many people suffer from the results of toxic herbicides and pesticides in that environment. I know so many of you are surrounded as well by nature, which we love, or farms, which we love, but they can really carry a lot of toxic herbicides and pesticides, and we're taking that in. And so today we want to be talking about a solution, both to the dietary damage side and to toxins that we come into contact with. Another thing we want to address is the culture that we live in, or the place that we live in. Many people realize that it's now a food desert. Have you guys heard that term before? You probably have, food desert. And that means there's food everywhere you look, but it's not real food. So people are actually eating all day long, but on a cellular level, really how the body functions and how the body uses nutrition, they're literally starving to death. And their body is just begging them for more. Their cells need more. And why is that? Because we are living on an ultra processed, genetically modified frankenfood kind of world, and the body can only handle so much. But you go into the grocery store, and the section with the produce and the fruit and the vegetables is quite small, but the section with boxed food, frozen foods, processed foods, it's enormous. It's an enormous part of our daily ritual, habitual, that's what I was looking for, habitual way of eating. And what does it lead to? Prescription treadmill, lifestyle diseases, leads to all different kinds of problems, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the future. So a lifestyle is turning that mess on, meaning a lifestyle is turning on these genetic issues or lifestyle diseases. That means also that a lifestyle can turn it off. And that's what we want to talk about, is how this is really about changing our habits, not about doing a diet. We're not interested in diets here. We're not about deprivation. We're all about a convenient way of making a healthy lifestyle sustainable. Make it abundant, make it super easy and super convenient, but the best quality that your body has ever seen. And that's really what I have seen and found within this program. And I love the way it's really approachable in the sense that we don't have that diet culture. There's no limits or restrictions here. What we're looking to do is put the right foods into our body and start to get away from those foods that are bringing us down and making us tired and giving us the brain fog and messing with our hormones. We want to get away from those things. So before we have Lydia break down what the box is all about and what this program is all about, let me first describe what the program does. I call it a box of health, a box of life, because that's what these nutrients are. They are components that work synergistically together. Every ingredient is pure, raw, gently dehydrated, real food. Nothing is synthetic. There's no colors, no binders, no fillers, no sweeteners, no preservatives, no additives, no junk. Nothing that your body wouldn't recognize as real food, which means that actually when you read the ingredient label, you're going to instantly recognize every single thing on that label. It's also all organic. It's also glyphosate residue free, and it's also all grown in regenerative soil. It's something very special that is why we're here talking about it today. It is really, really hard to find something grown in regenerative soil. But what that means is your body now has access to a level of nutrient density and mineral density that it's never had access to before. And so it really has the ability to change how someone's body can function. So we want to hear from just a couple of people first who are going to share their story with us about their journey, and then we'll have Lydia break it down into its individual parts. So I was going to ask first, Sydney, if you can come on and just share your experience with us so far.
Absolutely. So my story is since my early teens, I've really struggled with just deep exhaustion and low energy, skin issues, and but the thing that was the hardest to deal with has been like low mood and anxiety. And so for me, it made just like everyday life just difficult. And so especially like the 2 weeks leading up to my cycle, I could barely function. And so now I've been consistently following the program. It's been about over a month, and I'm so happy with how like the transformation like I've been feeling. I feel like I have more energy than I ever remember having, like even from like before I was a teenager. So that's amazing. My skin is noticeably clearer. I'm not used to getting like compliments on my skin, but people have been like noticing that, so that's been cool. But for me, the my favorite part about this has been the shift in my moods. Used to have like, some good days, but often it was um, overshadowed by, the hard days. And so, in my health journey, I've done um, amazing different, therapies and used different modalities that have been really supportive. But I did realize that the thing that I was missing was this amazing nutrition that has really helped out not just like my physical wellness, but like my emotional wellness. I feel um, much more like emotionally resilient, even. Um, and so, yeah, that's been amazing. And I mean, even during this time, the period like that I've had the past couple weeks, like my premenstrual, um, that's usually like historically has been the hardest time of the month for me. And I still feel like myself. I feel like, okay, like I actually, it's not like debilitating in the way that it used to be. And so, yeah, it's been an incredible feeling um, when I feel empowered that I can like those low moods aren't, holding me. Um, they're not overwhelming in the way that it used to be. So I'm really grateful for that. And that's why I just want to share it, because I want everyone to have a chance at feeling better. So yeah,
Amazing,
it's my
Sydney.
little
Thank you so much for
story.
sharing. Sorry. That's so beautiful to see your body
Thank you.
responding, and it's affecting even your emotional health. When the body balances out, many things can balance out, not just physical health, but we've seen it many, many times. So thank you so much. We're so happy for you. And you're
Thank
in
you.
only at the
I'm
beginning of
happy
your
too.
journey.
I know. I'm so excited to like it's just gonna get better. I'm excited. I'm grateful.
Exactly. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so now let's take it to another lovely Kat. If you can come on and share your story, we'd love to hear from you.
Um, oh, I want to say, can you hear me? I just put my Earbuds. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just so happy for Sydney because I know how challenging that can be, feelings of overwhelm. That was something that I also had been dealing with. And it's something that I've kind of dealt with since I was a teenager, along with other symptoms, along with really, really acne prone skin, really sluggish digestion, really high anxiety, and caffeine addiction, sugar cravings, all these things that I just thought were my personality and in my DNA. And it's something that I just kind of have to cope with forever. Um, but it got to a point last year where it was so overwhelming, all of these issues compiled on top of one another. And I got to a point where I didn't feel like a human being. I just, and it impacted everything, my quality of life. It just, I knew that I needed to commit to something. I needed to change something drastically. Um, and my first thought was Purium. I knew that it had helped other people with similar issues. So I finally committed to it. And yeah, it, it within the first week, I already felt those feelings of overwhelm subside. I already felt my nervous system regulate, my energy levels um, regulate as well. Um, I would say it took probably well, and the inflammation in my skin also improved. It took probably a month for me to go totally off of coffee, and that is something. Caffeine is still something that I still have incorporate in my day, but I know that I don't have to rely on it, and that's so exciting for me. Um, because it's a crutch, and it is an addiction, and it is inflammatory, and so it's I'm excited to just get up in the morning and have my shake and have my aminos, and that energizes me. And it's really huge. It's a huge win. Um, so now I'm like, I would say maybe a couple days shy of completing my 90 days. And I've realized why it's called a reset, because it basically has got me back to baseline, knowing how my body is supposed to feel, instead of just having these weird symptoms compiling on top of one another and not being able to find the root. What I've found is that just nutrition kind of helps my body to deal with, gives it the support that it needs to deal with all of those things. And so now when there is something that makes me feel uncomfortable, it's like I know what my baseline is. I know how it's supposed to feel. I know how it's supposed to feel after eating a healthy meal. You're not supposed to have weird gut pains after you. So I like all these weird symptoms were my normal, but I realized after doing this program that that's not normal, and it doesn't have to be. I can actually feel good. So yeah, my overall, um, it's helped with everything, everything. Caffeine addiction, sugar cravings, my digestion. It's improved like 100%. And yeah, if anybody is also dealing with similar symptoms and they're kind of like, oh, it's not that bad, but it, it, you can feel better. There are options. That's the point that I want to get across. And that's been my experience.
Thank you so much, Kat. I love how you explained that 90 days, how it brings you back to your baseline, so you know how you should feel. I think
Mhm.
that's an excellent way of describing the goal of this program, is to bring us back to our baseline and realize that our bodies want to feel good,
Yeah.
and we can continue to feel better and better. The 90 days is to try to do that as quickly as possible, but then we could just keep going and feeling better and better and better. So thank you for sharing your awesome experience. Beautiful. And this is two young girls just full of life now. It's so exciting to see. So any age range can benefit from this too. I love that. Now we're going to hear from Destiny, another one of our beautiful girls. Maybe you can unmute and share your story.
Okay, yes, thanks, Tabitha. Yeah, it's been so nice to hear these young ladies and their testimonies. It makes me feel less alone with my health journey for sure. So yeah, I was diagnosed last year at the age of 26 with an autoimmune condition called psoriatic arthritis. And it left me it left me struggling with a lot. It left me struggling with my energy, my mobility. My husband had to help me get out of bed. He had to help me get dressed. Um, all these kinds of things, and just my overall wellness in general. And so, I am on a medication for having psoriatic arthritis that is helping me manage some of my inflammation, but I was still dealing with low energy, poor sleep, a lot of joint pain still, which then led me to feel discouraged and even depressed some days. And so I tried so many different approaches, different diets, supplements, working with various doctors and specialists, but nothing seemed to give me the results that I really was hoping for. And so when I was introduced to Purium, I'll admit I was a little skeptical to try it because I had tried so many things and nothing was working. And so I was like, oh, here's something else to try and put my money towards. And I was a little skeptical, but I did eventually decide to try the 90-day ULT program. And within the first week, I personally noticed improvements in my energy, and my sleep quality. Um, and then I really, really enjoyed using the amino acids because those supported me in feeling just a lot stronger after a long period of being inactive and not mobile. And so over time, I had experienced all of these positive wins and all of these positive changes that made me feel like myself again. And so my husband actually noticed these changes. He noticed my energy levels. He noticed I was getting better sleep. And so that motivated him to be like, I want to try what you're on, what you're trying. Sorry, my allergies are bothering me right now. But so yeah, he noticed these changes and then he decided to start his own 90-day reset. And for him, it's been encouraging to notice the increased energy that he has had and even some weight loss from starting the program. Now, unfortunately, he had a work accident 2 weeks ago, broke a couple of bones, but it's been awesome to see how the reset has been supporting his injuries, with his, just trying to keep him strong and keep that energy going and help him get better sleep. It's really been supporting it and helping him heal. It looks like I'm crying, but I'm not, I promise. My allergies are bothering me. But yeah, so it's just been a rewarding experience altogether, doing this with my husband and it helping the both of us tremendously.
Awesome. I'm so glad. And that's the key word. When we just get proper nutrition, we support ourselves in whatever place in our health journey we're on. So glad that he's supporting his body while he's trying to work on these broken bones, but it's supported you so much in your health journey, and see you smiling and glowing every time we talk is a real joy. Okay, so now Lydia, maybe you can take us through the 5 components that make up that 90-day reset.
Okay, so I want to introduce you to the wonderful components that make up the transformation reset that all these wonderful friends are benefiting from. So first, we're going to talk about the biomedic. So the biomedic is your gut support. You may have heard on the news about this toxic herbicide called glyphosate. Now, if you haven't, glyphosate is the active ingredient in Roundup, and it's linked to things like cancer, autoimmune, gluten allergies, autism, dementia, and the list continues. So the good news is that the biomedic is clinically proven to remove the glyphosate from our bodies and help repair the damage that it's caused. Now, once we clean out the poison, we can repair the gut and it can function so much better. It also lowers your C-reactive protein. Now, this is an inflammation marker. It lowers it by 74%. Now, this is a big deal because inflammation is part of every issue, even chronic issues like injuries, allergies, immune, and cancer as well. So that's our biomedic. Now our next component is the super amino 23. Now this was designed by a doctor whose patients were experiencing muscle wasting because they were in a coma. Now, of course, if you're not moving, you're going to lose your muscle. And the older we get, the harder it is to build muscle. So this Italian doctor designed this, and this is the only protein that has ever been in the physician's handbook. This has a 99.4% absorption rate in your body, and it happens within 23 minutes. That's why it's called super amino 23. Now, this is your new best friend. So many complain that they work out and they never see the muscle gains or definition. And protein is also essential to our bodies. It makes up so much in our bodies, which can struggle to break down and absorb protein. So with this particular protein, we don't have to worry about that because this has no catabolic waste on your liver, on your kidneys, and like most proteins, we only utilize 20 to 30% of the protein. But this is completely different because it goes through your lymphatic system. So it's safe for those with kidney issues, digestive disorders, because it doesn't have any kind of burden on our organs. So imagine what it can do for us. It creates muscle, it burns fat, it builds our bones, and it's great for our skin. Okay, so the nourish part of our program is called the Power Shake. Now, this Power Shake is equivalent to 6 microgreen salads. All you do is add water, shake it up, and go. That's how we like it. Now, some people like making it into smoothies and adding fruit and almond butter. You can make it, it's very, very flexible, so you can modify it as you like. Now, this is going to be the 2 meals per day. Now, this will flood your body with nutrient-dense, organic, raw, high vibration food, and it's only 140 calories. Now, this is amazing because it floods your body on a cellular level. You'll love the clean energy, and you're going to be getting the highest quality food for your body. Now, next is your apothecary. This is your sleep support and gentle liver cleanse. Now, in the evening, you're going to have your cherry concentrate. This is just one ingredient. It's organic Montmorency tart cherries. Now, these cherries are the highest and naturally occurring melatonin. Now, this is really important because it's going to recharge your battery and it's going to rejuvenate you from the inside out when you get that deep restorative sleep. It also helps your immune system, and the gentle liver cleanse flushes out excess uric acid. It's also great for your joints, your joint aches, and great for muscle recovery. And it's anti-cancerous because it's so high in antioxidant properties. And it's also very hydrating and great for your skin. Now, the last component is our parasite cleanse. This is called the Super Cleanse R. Now, you're going to do this for the first 10 days or 10 days into the month, into your first month. And you're going to use the Super Cleanse R as a deep but gentle colon cleanse. It has anti-parasitic properties, and this will help assist your body to remove the impacted fecal matter that can be left over. And this will also flush out parasites and their eggs. So you will take a 20-day break, and then you'll do the 10 days once again to finish that off and to get rid of all of the hatchlings. And when you get rid of the parasites, that's when your sugar cravings will disappear, your brain fog will improve, and your bloating will improve. And that's it.
Very well said. Perfect explanation for a very easy and doable program. Now, we mentioned 5 components, but because you do the same thing every day, it's very simple. By day 2, you can do this in about 2 minutes in the morning and 2 minutes in the afternoon. That's why it's really sustainable to get in that level of nutrition every single day. And that's really the goal, is that flooding our body with clean nutrition and working on the 5 main components of health, which is detox and cleansing, sleep, muscle building, and deep nourishment. When we work on those things, we're resetting all of these pillars of health that our body functions from. And so allow your body, give your body the grace it needs to go through those 90 days. Maybe your liver needs some extra work. Maybe it's your adrenals that have been taxed from chronic stress for years. Maybe it's hormones that need to be worked on to be balanced out. Those 90 days are key. They're essential to really help give yourself enough time to find balance within your system coming internally from the body itself. And then in that, after the 90 days, what normally happens is it goes down to a maintenance program so that you can keep all the wins that you got. You can just keep them going. And many, like myself, have been doing this for years. So I've been on maintenance for 4 years now. But I don't plan on stopping ever because I love how I feel. And I know that this is what keeps me going and gives me the best fuel for my Ferrari-like tank. I want the best for my body. So I'm sure your question is, how much does it cost? And that is a wonderful question, because when you compare it to what is out there, there's just nothing that has value like this. The entire box of superfoods is less than $13 a day. Remember, that's 2 meals, a parasite cleanse, your pre and probiotics. It's eliminating the need for buying for those 2 meals. Also, no more supplement graveyard. You don't need to dig into that supplement cabinet because you've got everything at your fingertips within this program that your body needs. So it really simplifies your health journey and what you need to do for yourself, because everything is right there and it's through a whole food source. So it's much better absorbed and utilized in the body anyway. Now, also, when you compare that to just like going out and grabbing a coffee and a scone at Starbucks, you know, you'd definitely be paying $12, $13, $14 or beyond for a Starbucks. And that's just adding to the toxic burden. It's giving you maybe a little joy in the moment, but not like a long-term solution. So this is a real meal fueling your body, and it's going to be even less than a Starbucks a day. So another thing to just make sure that you're aware of is this is HSA and FSA available to you. So if you have one of those programs, you can utilize that for anything that Purium has to offer, including this program, which I love that so many people are taking advantage of this and really enabling them to continue using pure, clean food for years and years to come. So just the last couple of things I want to mention is we do have a lot of support. We have a private Facebook group that you can be a part of, ask questions in there. And also with all of this, you have your own personal coach, somebody who's going to walk you through, who's going to be in contact with you a number of times throughout your first month, second month, and third month, and a community of people that are all on the same journey, all doing it together, all supporting each other. And if you don't have somebody in the house that wants to support you, you do have people here that want to support you. So this makes it really, really doable for people. And hey, we were able to close this up right on the 30-minute mark. That is a win. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.